God will work with you, but not for you. By Lao Russell. Chapter 4. Why am I here? Question. Why am I here? Answer. You are here to manifest God, your Creator, as one unit of the idea of man. You are here to become an actor in the cosmic drama of cause and effect, which the master playwright has conceived to express the idea of love, upon which basis the universe is founded. That means that you are to take the very long journey of life which begins in a single cell of protoplasm. That single cell is centered by your soul, which is your mind control, during the long ages of building your body under the guidance and constant cooperation of your centering soul. That journey takes millions of years of gradual transformation from physical awareness of body to spiritual awareness of mind. The journey ends in complete universality, or oneness with God. The journey of the unfoldment of the man idea, which we call the human race, is divided into 5 stages. They are as follows. The first stage was the primate, unmoral, instinctively controlled period of mere bodybuilding and fighting for survival. Man, the fighter and procurer of food, was supreme. Woman was only considered man's chattel and slave. This stage ended at the dawn of consciousness. The second stage is the present pagan or barbarian sense-dominated stage. It is the beginning of awareness between right and wrong, and the elevation of woman to an ever-increasing importance, but never of sufficient importance to create a balanced civilization. Even today it is still a man's world. Instinctive control lessens as man recognizes the unfolding of mind and exercises free will. This barbarian stage is characterized by greed for material possessions and power over others, which it acquired by might over right practices. This barbarian stage will continue as long as man kills man, believes in evil, and suppresses woman to less than full equality with man. The third stage is the mind-dominated first stage of consciousness, or the genius period. It is the second moral period of higher ideals and greater God awareness. It is also the first stage where man knowingly becomes co-creator with God by being able to transfer invisible mind idea into visible body forms. The genius fully comprehends the rhythms of God's language and interprets those rhythms for other men. The barbarian and the genius stages overlap, for there have already been several hundred geniuses among the billions of barbarians. During the genius stage, the idea of evil almost entirely disappears. The fourth stage is the cosmic conscious period of unfolding. It is the higher moral and spiritual stage of complete God awareness. This period is distinctly marked by the disappearance of instinctive control, sense of evil, and forgetfulness of body. It is the stage of the mystic, who is almost fully omniscient and omnipotent. 20 or 30 humans have already reached this high stage. The fifth stage is Christ consciousness, or complete awareness of unity with God. This is the final stage of universality, omniscience, and omnipotence in man. In the Christ-conscious being, love has been fully manifested on earth, and evil has fully disappeared. One man only has ever reached this final stage of all men. In order to better comprehend the plan of life and man's purpose on earth, we will review the 5 stages in more detail. Primate man, first stage. The man idea begins with the slow building of a body, when the planet spirals far enough away from the sun to have prepared the conditions which are necessary for the unfoldment of human life. The first cycles of man's life start with a few minutes' duration and increase in duration over a period of millions of years as desire for a body adds more and more cells. Single cells first divide into male and female opposites by the polarizing power of the electric current of nature. As cells multiply, however, their ever-complexing patterns must be recorded in the soul seed record. Life cycles gradually lengthen by that complexing and recording process until the life cycle nears 80 years. The period of gestation has also lengthened from a few minutes to 9 months. Everything the body needs to fulfill its desires, it borrows from the earth and returns every milligram of those borrowings to the earth when it can no longer function as a body. Desire gradually creates all bodies cell by cell. Body unfoldment keeps pace with desire for body. As desire adds new parts and new abilities, each new part, which is extended from its center of control, must be wired to that center in order that it may be operated from its centering intelligence. That which we call wiring in an electric machine made by man, we call sensing in living organic machines created by God. The senses of the body are two-way message carriers to all parts of the body, from the mind through the brain and back again. It is commonly supposed that we have 5 senses: hearing, feeling, tasting, smelling, and seeing. We have but one sense, however, the sense of feeling. We feel through our eyes, our ears, our palate, our bodies, and our nostrils. The one sense of feeling is the vibration of the electric current as it passes through our nerves. That sense of electric vibration is the only thing which makes the body aware of its existence. When the body is electrically charged, it has an electrical awareness of body existence. Without sufficient electrical charge in a body to send vibration impulses along its wires, it has no sense of existence. That is what happens when one sleeps. As the body extends in complexity and mass, its centering seat of sensation, which we call the brain, also enlarges its 2 growing electric battery cells, which act as self-starters for body activities. This 2-lobe electric storage battery, which the brain is, has no knowledge whatsoever. It is no more related to intelligence than one's fingernail. The seat of intelligence, or mind, or soul, is located in the pituitary gland. When mind thinks, it expresses its desires electrically through the brain when the body batteries are sufficiently charged to motivate the brain. Very few people think with their mind, however. They sense with their brain by releasing its stored-up records, which we call memories. The entire office of the brain is to receive, transmit, and record sensations when it has sufficient electrical charge to operate the body machine. All storage batteries run down, however. Human, animal, and vegetable storage batteries become completely discharged daily. They become like the dead batteries of your car. Being unable to send messages to other parts of the body, the senses lose all of their electrical awareness. The body loses all sense of existence for a period of several hours every day. When our electric batteries thus become discharged, we say that we are asleep. When our heartbeat renews its power to charge our batteries, we say we are awake. We also say other things which are not true to nature's plan. We say that we are unconscious. We use that word in the sense that implies our consciousness ceases. Our consciousness is our immortal, eternal intelligence. That never ceases. Mind intelligence is always conscious, but the thinking of mind is electric. Electricity is divided into action and rest periods, which we call cycles. One half of every electric cycle starts from rest and extends into multiplied action. This could be likened to a man awakening from rest and working hard all day. The other half divides the power for action and returns to rest, as a man does when he can no longer work and must rest. That is the life-death principle of electric bodies. To live, they must start from rest in their seed to grow into action. To die, they must reverse the process and decay into rest in their seed. Consciousness has no life-death cycles. Consciousness belongs to the immortality of mind. It is eternally changeless. The misconception of the so-called state of unconsciousness is based on the premise that the brain is the mind, instead of being only a switchboard through which the mind can think, or the senses can operate when it is sufficiently charged. That which is really the conscious mind is what is presumed to be the subconscious mind. There is no subconscious mind. Mind is not stratified. There is only mind at rest and mind in action, which means thinking. When you sleep, thinking you are unconscious, your intelligence is as wide awake as it always is, but you have turned off the electric current which allows you to think or sense through your body. You will comprehend this better if you step into your car and press the self-starter button. Nothing happens. You say that its batteries are dead. You do not say that it is asleep. Neither do you say it is unconscious. You are the conscious intelligence which centers and controls the motivation of your car, but you cannot move it. If you awaken it by charging its batteries for 10 minutes, it will move a little, but it will not have full power to move until fully charged. Likewise, you can awaken a man who has slept only a short time, and he can move, but he could not fulfill a normal day of activity until he has caught up with his sleeping, which means until his batteries have been fully recharged. This misconception about subconscious and superconscious mind is a deterrent to the principle which says, "Man, know thyself," which is necessary for mankind in order that he can steer his ship through the complex dangers of the sea of life. During man's whole first stage, he builds his body and fights for its survival by instinctive control from his centering soul. He has no will of his own. He merely obeys the electric messages sent through his nerve wiring, and he obeys these commands as automatically as a stone falls directly toward the center of gravity. When a telegram is sent through a wire, the wire has no comprehension whatsoever of the idea contained in the message. Neither does primate man have any idea of the commands which are sent through his senses. He merely lives and obeys his instincts the way birds, insects, and other living bodies obey. As he continues to obey, he builds his body and adds constantly to it. He constantly transforms his body as his brain enlarges to meet its complexing needs. His slanting forehead straightens, his crouching body stands erect, and his massive jaws grow smaller. During this entire period he has no creative faculty whatsoever. He can reason somewhat with his senses, but he never even created a boat, nor a sail, wheel, or fire, until after the dawn of mind-awareness in him. Likewise, he had no moral sense, either of good or evil, until consciousness first dawned in him, which was only about 15,000 years ago in man's history. During the entire primate period, woman had no place of importance in man's life other than as a chattel. Man fought for family survival. Survival and fighting for it was the thing of first import. Nothing else counted. The primate world was entirely a man's world.